What up, everybody? It's Frank Mula back at it again with another video today. You're watching Level Up, Double Down, where we don't play around unless it's video games. With that out the way, let's go ahead and get things started. On today's episode, I'm going to show you guys how I've been able to duplicate my copy of Windows 11 installed on my SSD in order to use that same Windows installation on a totally different PC. Now, I've been using this method for the past 10 years, or ever since motherboard manufacturers stopped making MBR-based motherboards. Nowadays, motherboard manufacturers are producing GPT-based motherboards instead, and in doing so, those motherboards contain what is called an EFI partition, which has a lot to do with how your PC is able to boot into Windows. That's the reason why you just can't pull out a hard drive or SSD out of one PC and expect it to automatically work in a totally different PC. So, to get things started, what you will need is at least 2 separate desktop PCs compatible with Windows 11, specifically a source and a target PC. Next, you'll need an external disk drive, preferably an SSD to be used as a boot drive. Next, you'll need a proficient disk imaging and backup utility software for Windows. Also, you'll need a Windows 11 USB installer, and if you don't have one, all you gotta do is download the Windows 11 ISO online and use Rufus to create an installer onto a spare USB stick. And next, this is optional, you wanna make sure that you have your BIOS updated to the latest version. Now, with that NVMe SSD installed into an external enclosure, you wanna connect it to the source desktop PC. That's the one where you're trying to copy the hard drive. Also, after installing Windows 11 and a number of necessary applications on the source desktop PC that you plan on using on a target desktop PC, you need to open the disk imaging cloning software installed on the source desktop PC that you'll be cloning. So for reference, a few of them that I'm familiar with are Macron Reflect or Ayomi Partition Assistant Pro Edition. Now, in this example, we'll be using Macron Reflect. Now, you will need to select the C drive, which is the boot disk of the desktop PC you intend to clone, as a source, indicated by the check marks. And also, you want to select Clone This Disk. Now, you just want to follow the rest of the on-screen instructions accordingly in order to initiate the cloning process. Now, after the cloning process has completed, you will then disconnect that external disk from the source desktop PC, and you want to remove that NVMe SSD out of the external enclosure that you installed it in, and install that NVMe SSD directly into the target desktop PC you plan to use. Now, after the NVMe SSD is installed, connect the Windows 11 USB installer to your target desktop PC and boot from that. Be sure to change the boot priority within your BIOS in order for that Windows 11 USB installer to load. Once the Windows installer has eventually loaded, you want to run command prompt by pressing Shift plus F10 at the same time. When command prompt appears, type this command: this part, list disk, SEL disk 0, which is your Windows disk, list par, or short for partition, cell par 1. This should be the 100 megabyte partition. Now mind you, some of these commands are going to be shortened or truncated versions of words, such as select, which is for SEL, and par, which is for partition. The next thing you want to do is type in DEL par override, short for delete partition override. Keep in mind that the Windows partition containing the OS will be labeled primary. Now this is where we'll create the missing EFI boot partition, so go ahead and proceed with these following commands. You want to type create par EFI size equals 100, just as you see on the screen. Next, you want to type format quick fs equals FAT32. This command should be familiar to anybody who's hardcore into this part. Now the next line we want to type is assign letter equals A. And if A doesn't work, then try the letter B. The next line we want to type is list VOL. The next line we want to type is SEL VOL1. In my situation, I had to use a different number because of the fact that the Windows installation was corresponding to the number 0. So keep that in mind moving forward. The next line you want to type is assign letter equal C and then exit. Alright, so let's move those EFI files over now so we can begin to restore the bootloader. So the next line we want to type mkdir space letter A colon backslash EFI backslash Microsoft backslash boot. Now I do want to preface that the commands aren't really case sensitive, so you can type it lowercase or uppercase, it's up to you. Now on the next line we want to type xcopy space / s space c colon backslash windows backslash boot backslash EFI asterisk period asterisk space letter A colon backslash EFI backslash Microsoft backslash boot. Now it's time to use our handy dandy friend BCD edit. So on the next line we want to type letter A colon, the next line we want to type CD space EFI / Microsoft / boot. The next line we want to type BCD edit / create store space BCD. The next line after that, BCD edit / store space BCD space / create space open bracket boot mgr close bracket space / d space quotation Windows boot manager quotation. Next line we want to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / create space / d space Windows space 11 quotation space / application space OS loader. Now in the next part we're gonna get a unique string that's gonna return, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refer to that unique string that will be covered in brackets, so keep that in mind. So the next line we're gonna type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket boot mgr close bracket space default space and the unique string that I was talking about that Windows should have produced. So the next line we want to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket boot mgr close bracket space path space backslash EFI backslash Microsoft backslash boot backslash boot mgfw.efi. The next line we're going to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket boot mgr close bracket space display order space open bracket default close bracket. Now I do want you to keep in mind we're not going to be typing in boot no more. We're going to be typing default. So On the next line, we're going to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket default close bracket space device space partition equal C colon. The next line we're going to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket default close bracket space OS device space partition equals C colon. The next line we're going to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket default close bracket space path space / Windows / system32 / winload.efi. The next line we're going to type BCD edit / store space BCD space / set space open bracket default close bracket space system root space / Windows, and then type exit next. This should exit you out of command prompt, but what we want to do is we want to relaunch command prompt by pressing shift and F10 at the same time, and then we're going to type in this following commands. We're going to type on the first line CD space / D space A colon / EFI / Microsoft / boot. The next line we're going to type boot REC space / fix boot, all one word. Now keep this in mind, if you do encounter any kind of error such as the system cannot find the file specified or your access has been denied, just go ahead and proceed to the next step. It's no big deal. Alright, so the next line we're going to type REN, one word, space BCD space BCD dot BACKUP, backup. The reason why we're doing that is because we're creating a backup of the current BCD file that we just created. So the next line we're going to type BCD BOOT space C colon / Windows space / L space EN US space / S space A colon space / F space ALL. The word all. Alright. Now, when it comes to the part that shows EN-US, which is English in the United States, I believe that the people of other different countries will have to type in the abbreviation of their language with a dash in between, followed by the abbreviation of the country that they have Windows installed for. Alright, now you can go ahead and disconnect the USB installer from the USB port, and then you can go ahead and type exit. Now, you want to then go ahead and close the Windows setup window by clicking that red X at the top right and then select yes in order to restart the computer. And if you follow the instructions accordingly, when attempting to boot into the target disk, Windows 11 should present you with the little spinning swirl, you know, that spinning circle, and then it should have a message saying, it's letting you know that it's getting devices ready prior to loading the sign-in screen for Windows. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. As you can see, I am successfully logged in into Windows 11 on a whole different computer, and that should get you going from here. So, as I wrap up this video, feel free to let me know in the comments what were your thoughts about the presentation I gave. If you're interested in this type of content, related to installing Windows on another computer without you having to do a whole totally different installation, then hit the subscribe button down below and turn all of your notifications on so you don't miss a thing. And also, if you made it this far into the video, I really want to thank you for watching. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Frank Muller signing out. Holla at me.